Jambo, it's the 27th of September 2021, and today we're doing a global storm outlook video that will skim across the continents, checking in on the La Palma eruption, Hurricane Sam and Typhoon Mindulle. We've also got something potentially exciting and surprising and highly uncertain over Central Asia that you're not going to want to miss, but let's start off with a quick check-in on the new satellite imagery of the La Palma eruption. The eruption on La Palma continues, and we've got a couple of great satellite passes now. The first was on the 25th of September by Sentinel-2. And the second was perhaps even better with a dramatic Landsat 8 satellite pass yesterday showing the lava flow heat signatures clear of cloud. We'll come back to the eruption in future videos, but for now we have to move on. Hurricane Sam may be struggling a little bit with some dry air perhaps, but the National Hurricane Center still have it at 125 knots. I wonder if that'll be like that in the next update. I've just checked the update and they have dropped it to 115 knots. Model forecast, here I'm showing the European Center model, takes the storm up and it's still passing just to the east of Bermuda, which is indicated by Hamilton up there. But it remains a strong storm as it passes Bermuda. The core getting very close in the EC, but missing the island just by a fraction. But obviously large surf and surge, a big issue if that scenario pans out. A deep depression over India in South Odisha and northern Andhra Pradesh is bringing heavy rain, but it's likely to move westwards while weakening. This was actually a tropical storm that moved off the Bay of Bengal earlier, named Gulab. I was really surprised to see that this is actually still a very interesting system due to its potential path. The GFS model shown here indicates the depression moving across India and emerging into the Arabian Sea. It then intensifies over the warm waters there in this simulation to end up near Oman by 2nd of October. Amazingly to me, the ECMWF does a similar thing. This is really a fascinating and potentially concerning track, taking a rare tropical cyclone right up into the Gulf of Oman. This is a long way out and highly uncertain, but if it did happen, it puts cities like Muscat and even potentially Dubai and Abu Dhabi in some kind of impact. One to keep an eye on, but despite the model agreement, the long passage over land suggests high uncertainty to me. And I just noticed this, but over the Ganges Basin there's a depression that actually spins up in the European Center model by the end of this week. This is very odd. It's actually looks like a overland tropical cyclone system that then heads off in towards Nepal. That is very, very bizarre, and I highly doubt that's going to happen. But who knows? Over the West Pacific, we've still got Mindulle, of course, and we'll go into this more in another video. But it has weakened a little bit by the looks of things, and it's still heading up towards eastern Japan, although remaining offshore. Current Joint Typhoon Warning Center track have the storm taking this turn, coming up towards these islands, which aren't shown on to the south of Tokyo, and that is on the 1st of October, and the wind speed's 95 knots. That makes it high-end category 2 hurricane strength. Over Europe, a storm system recently brought very heavy rain and thunderstorms to northern Italy, and actually was earlier in France. You can see a big thunderstorm popping up in central Italy at the end there. And then we've got this huge trailing front coming down across Western Europe. Looking ahead, it looks like we've got a very active series of systems coming across the UK with some thunderstorms there on Wednesday. Continuing thunderstorms in Italy and a little pop-up in the Adriatic coming in on later in the week, Thursday, Friday. For our friends down under, well, we've had some storminess going through New Zealand, a number of storms. There are thunderstorms in Queensland popping up into the night. and a low over the Bight. And what do we have here? It looks like a thunderstorm over the Tiwi Islands. It's almost October. Looks like Hector's getting his act together. Looking ahead for Australia, we've got a low pressure system moving in, probably up low in there, and that's producing thunderstorms over New South Wales. Perhaps some of our Australian correspondents want to weigh in on this. It's nighttime over South America, and over the Amazon we've got a spattering of quite a nice lot of thunderstorms moving off and gradually edging towards the west. An early winter storm system has moved down across the Falkland Islands and has dragged down air that may have been cold enough to bring some snowfall to the islands, so remind me to check back for some high resolution imagery later to see if there's snow cover. And finally, let's check in on Antarctica. Well, if you're looking for above freezing temperatures, this is not the place to go, as it is -1 even in the islands off to the north of the Antarctic Peninsula. And if we go into the interior, well, oh dear, it is -51 Celsius in there. So on that note, I think I'll wrap it up. See you in the next one.